You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Welcome back to the channel, Do Karma. My name is Johnny. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Well, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while since I spoke a little bit about this subject. You know, I have talked about my development and overcoming this and how I've overcame this and it's becoming the best version of yourself. You know, because just to start this off, the narcissist in your life or the covert narc in your life or that toxic individual, they're there to wake you the fuck up. They're there to wake you the fuck up to who you are. For you can wake up and escape it. Never again. Because once you know, once you understand what they are, once you know that they are a narcissist or a toxic individual that they're not going to change, because they're going to try to convince you. They're going to try to tell you otherwise, which leads me into the covert narcissist. The covert narcissist that's in your life that you don't even know what's going on. I didn't know what's going on. I never knew what an empath was. I never knew what a narcissist was. And this is what I'm going to title this today. It's when the narcissist tells you you're the narcissist. What does that mean? Because when you start to awaken, at least the way I started to awaken, was they're already introducing me to this stuff. Meaning, oh, I seen this at work and I didn't understand. Not to mention, they even had a friend of mine that told me, hey Johnny, have you seen this? You know, and I'm like, seen what? And I started reading the characteristics and traits of a narcissist. And it described a lot of myself in there, in the traits. Meaning, you know, aggressiveness, because what they're doing to you is they're gaslighting you. What does that mean? Meaning they're denying your reality. They're blame shifting you. They're consistently saying it's your fault. Stop tripping. You're overreacting. Like, come on, can't we just have fun? So they're already, they're priming you. They're already setting you up for what's to come, which is a narcissistic discard, by the way. What's a narcissistic discard? It's when they devalue you, they put you down. Everything that they praised you for, everything that they adored of you is now, it irritates the fuck at them. You smiling, you laughing, you being you, now it irritates them. They can't stand it no more. Like all of a sudden, it's an issue to them. And it's because they're already comparing you. They're comparing you to somebody else. They're comparing you to the back burner or the new toy that they found. And what does that mean, the new toy they found? Because they need constant supply. They need constant gratification from other people, from outside. And it's who can feed it to them the best. Who can feed them their bullshit the most. That's what that is about. So as you awaken to who you are, by the way, and understand like what is happening, because it's nasty, it's ugly. It's, for me, when they mentioned it this weekend and I seen it, it's, to me, it was a betrayal. The betrayal trauma. The betrayal, I got the chills thinking about this shit. Because, oh my God, they're pathological, they envy. They're pathological liars. They're hypocrites. Hypocrites. The biggest hypocrites you're ever gonna meet. The covert narc. This is the covert narc, by the way. And for example, because like every time, like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like we'll go out or something, right? And there was like a hoochie mama. You could tell right away, you know, like getting attention from the guys or wherever it was. Like they'll despise them, but they're hypocrites. What, like they start to, because they're envious that person can be who they are, can be there, can be a hoochie mama, can own it, like, and own it, by the way, because they have to hide it. They have to because it's they're in denial. Se les cae la cara. Their face falls if they accept this. So that's why they need an scapegoat. They need you. They need you to take the blame for them. Project onto you of who they are. You know, so, and I'll say this again. I was no angel. You know, I'm a codependent, or was a codependent. Because it's something that I'm overcoming and mastering, you know, which is myself. I understand myself. So I'm able to explain this a little bit more in detail with more calm in me and no resentment. So, and I get to this subject because I'm in limbo right now of what to go and what to do. I really am. So I'm like, you know what? If I were to forget about everybody, just what would you be doing? Like, what awareness would you want to be spreading, Johnny? What awareness? And it's to become the best version of you. The whole point of this is for you to become your best version. For you to understand this and get the fuck out. Get out, and that's it. Cut it. For you can awaken to who you are, and for you can ascend, meaning become the best version of you, understanding what's really happening, because you're in the matrix, you're in an illusion right now. Because since, and I'm sorry to say this is a trigger warning for people, but your value, your core values of who you are very weak. Your self-esteem is very weak. And they're taking advantage of that. They're using that to their advantage against you, by the way. Which is, you need their approval. You need their appraisal. Because I'm just here just to let you know what a covert narcissist is, and when the narcissist starts calling you the narcissist. Because as you awaken, you're gonna, that was my number one question. That was my question, like, am I the narcissist? Because I was acting like one. As I read it, like I said, she had one of my friends, like, I was getting double jabbed, meaning she was telling me that I was a narcissist, I was toxic, and having my family against me, because they paint themselves as a dance in distress. As in, they're suffering because of you. They're the perfect girlfriend. You just can't see it. Look. They got my friends against me, put it that way. Some, not all, some. But it's as in, like, because you start spinning out of control. Because you're trying to figure this out. You're trying to understand what just happened. You're left with no answers. You got ghosted. You're wondering what happened. And then they come back weeks, days, sometimes even months after, like if nothing happened. And you loving them, you actually caring for them, you actually wanted to make things work, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back into the toxic cycle. You're gonna go back into the narcissistic and codependent dance, if anything. If anything. And I don't mean to be here to, I'm not here to diagnose no one, by the way. I'm not a doctor, I'm just speaking through my experience of an 18-year covert narcissist that I was with. Meaning, I was in the game. Don't think I'm a victim. Don't think that I didn't do anything wrong. Dude, I had a kid with someone else. And believe me, they used that in their back pocket as a tool for them. To throw it in your face. To justify what they're doing. Because you make them, according to them, you make them do it. They're like that because of you. They're suffering because of you. Because remember, so they start to blame you as you're the narcissist. You're the one who's causing these problems. So besides them getting your friends against you, besides getting your family against you, because they're legendary for this. And I speak this because of my brother. They pull you away and they take you away from your support group. They take you away from your support group, meaning the people who are gonna be there because sooner or later the truth comes out. The truth is gonna come out. But by the time it comes out, they're hoping they got dirt on you. They're hoping that they're already blaming you for what's going on, that they gotta leave. That they can't do it no more. Because you're just too much already. And it's not you're too much. It's because you're finding out who they are. You're finding out who the real narcissist is. So that's how I started discovering what was narcissist or narcissistic abuse. I didn't know. I had no fucking clue. I like I said, I lost my mind to find my soul. I literally did. I lost my mind to find my soul, man. And I suffered more than I should have. But it was by choice. It was and I don't regret it. Supernova. I went fucking supernova. I went supernova. I lost my identity. I lost everything. My grandma was passing, like I mentioned. I was losing my job. I took my leave of absence. As time went on, being home, things just were matching up. Things, because at least the way my covert narc worked, they're great. They're great, meaning as the front. As they paint it to you and to everyone else around you. To your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. They make this, because it's all done in the out. It's all done in public, and meaning how they treat you. So like, they're painting an image, which is an illusion, by the way, like I was saying. So going back to what I was saying about how they're pathological envy of others. So if they see a hoochie mama, oh my God, dude, you're just like that, even worse. But it feels good for them to project onto others because it's not right. Because they already know in their mind that it's not right to be cheating, but they need to justify it. They need to come up with an excuse of why they're doing it. And it's that out of sight, out of mind. And if you give them a reason, and if someone else is giving them the attention, believe it, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it in a heartbeat. Which reminds me, I'm sorry to laugh about this, but I was going through my emails, right? And I'm sorry, through my Facebook account, old messages, like as I was going through my discard, and one of her supplies, I call them supply because it was more than one, by the way, way more than one, said she's a nympho at sea and in land. I'm like, bro, dude, you're telling me? It's like he was trying to school me as an, bro, you're not hurting me whatsoever, bro. Talk about orgies, talk about gangbang, let's talk about threesomes, let's talk about menage a trois, let's talk about swapping. Believe me, I know. Because the covert narc, or the way they work, or the way they think, is at the moment very impulsive, meaning, well, at least my covert narc was. Very impulsive, meaning if they can get the attention, if they can get the feel right there and then, they'll do it. And they'll worry about the consequences later, meaning the walk of shame. The walk of shame, because there is a walk of shame. The shame in the sense of they know they shouldn't be doing it. And this is another one. That's why they buy you things. I didn't realize, like, why would I get gifts all of a sudden? Because they need to make up for it. In their head, they need to make up for what they're doing. If they have some sort of remorse. But that's why, you know what, I think about it sometimes. And I agree with Sam Vaknin of the whole disorder, and then it's which is like comorbid, whatever, borderline, because she had a very, very high borderline traits in the sense of, despite doing what she's doing, because they're woke. She had a woke already, way before me, years before me, and they become maladaptive. What's maladaptive? Meaning they get caught, they see it, they catch it, and they adjust it to their benefit of how not to get caught again. For example, like my ex-narc, the way I caught her at least, so, and like I said, the only reason why I bring this up and I say this, it's because for you to find out and get the fuck out. But it was through her Netflix account. She didn't know that on your Netflix account, you can go under Netflix and see where they're watching wherever it's at. And they give you an IP address. It's an IP address, by the way. So I looked up those IP addresses, and there was more than one place. And when I confront them, so when you confront them with this evidence, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're just wasting your time in the sense of, like, they're gonna deny it. They're gonna lie to you. They're gonna say, oh, it's my brother, it's my sister, it's my cousins. I lend my account out to other people. Oh, I don't live in that place because I was finding locations in Vegas, like Las Vegas. I'm like, what the fuck, Las Vegas? I'm like, oh yeah, see, why would I say Las Vegas? Because your supply has family in Vegas and is sharing your Netflix account. That's the reason why at that moment, so anything you confront with them, they're gonna deny it. They're gonna deny it, and all you're doing to them is you're aggravating them. You're scaring them. You're making them panic. You're getting them in that panic mode. So they start to panic, and they start to groom other supply. What is groom other supply? Meaning they're preparing other men or other guys or other males, if that's the case, whatever you're not, because narcissists, I believe, are no offense with no one, but I think they swing both ways. Like it's whatever comes, whatever it is. They have no morals. They have no moral. They have no standards. They'll tell you different. And like if you were to meet my ex-narc before, you'd be like, no, you think you're the narcissist? Like that's what I was getting. I was getting that. And because they're already behind your back telling people how much of a dog you are, how much of a prick you are, how you don't, they already complain about you. And if they could sleep with your family, they would. Believe me, they will. Mine, at least, we're not all that attractive as a family, and My brother, well, he already is with somebody, so at least I think that. But if they have a chance, they will. Believe me, they will. Why? Because it's a part of the tactic to crush you and hurt you. It's a part of the betrayal. It's a part of the betrayal of like, fuck. Because they're getting everybody against you, man. They're backstabbing the fuck out of you. They're giving to you like no other because they want to destroy you. They want to pull you down. They want to throw you to the fucking gutter. For you to beg for them, for you to chase them. Because they come back, and if you don't know none of this stuff, they'll come back as a savior. Like, oh, I'm saving you. I'm gonna fix all your problems. But dude, they're laughing. If you accept their apology and everything, they're laughing at you. They're fucking laughing to the bank. Meaning how they were able to disrespect you, how they were able to discard you, and you're still there. And how you're still there? That's the truth. That is the truth. Like I'm saying, there's so much about the Covert Narc. And the reason why I bring this up, because I got a comment today, because I was wondering, like, you know what, what should I do a video on? And, because I don't have no internet right now. So, if I would go live on this, I would go live. So, and then some comment, one of my videos, and it was the female covert narcissist and their hidden agenda. Because they have a hidden agenda. And their hidden agenda is to use you and abuse you for whatever whatever it is you have. If it's money, if it's fame, if it's status, if it's because you feed into their bullshit. Even if it's because of that, they believe me, they'll milk it until you start to find out. The more you feed into it, the more you go with their game, then you're perfect supply. You're good. You're not questioning, especially, that's what I'm saying. They love narcissistic men, so they can blame this on them because they need someone to blame because of what they're doing. Because, like I said, se les cae la cara. So you have issues, meaning a codependent, people pleaser, and we're mere images. And I say this we because I was a part of that, and I seen that, and you have to awaken to this. It's a harsh truth. It's a fucking harsh truth. It is. Or we call it the empath. Even better. Just to put a better label on it, because that's what an empath is. An empath is you're highly in tune and highly involved because of your own wounds. There's reasons for that. We can get into that in a different video. But he goes, I wish men have been taught that female narcissist women cannot be detected very easily. And that is very true. They cannot be detected very easily. It's because, like I said, they play the part very well. They're scanning you to see what you're missing, provided for you, and they take it from you. And in front of other people, they play the part very well. They'll hush. They're not like the overt narcissists. They're not like the ones you see coming a mile away. They're the victims. They carry that victim mentality. They're looking for Captain Save-A-Ho, the person in shining armor to come and save them. I said this many times before. So yes, that's very, very hard to detect at first sight. But if you pay attention to them, they're highly sensitive to criticism. Highly sensitive to criticism, meaning as soon as they're already, because they're on edge. They're constantly on edge because they think that someone's going out to get them. They're constantly because of what they've done, their karma, because of so many people that they're playing. Because you're not the only one they're playing. But I mean, believe me, you're not the only one you're with. And if you are, it's because it's a new relationship. You just got in with them. And that's like going back to what that guy said, how they're an info. Fuck yeah, they are. Dude, they'll have sex with you anywhere. But it's because they're love bombing you. It's called love bombing you. They're hitting you with everything they got because they want to hook you. And as soon as they hook you, guess what? You're in. And they go on to the next person, or the next person who can feed them this shit, who can feed them this bullshit. Okay, so let's carry on what he said. Women can play sweet and nice for years. I was there for 18 years now. So, yes, I was doing. So they're looking for men who are still asleep, meaning like that don't understand what they are, because they let you do your thing. Meaning, well, they're doing their thing. And as long as you're getting caught and not them, well, it's easy for them. It's easy for them to continue on. Because if not, they're gonna switch, they're gonna flip it on you. They're gonna blame you that it's all your fault. Well, you're the one who had a kid. Well, you're the one who was cheating. Well, you're the one who was spending time with your mom. You're the one who's spending time with your friends. I'm like, dude, I have a fucking life besides you. Because that's all they want is just your attention. And if you're not going to give it to them, believe me, they're going to go find you somewhere else. Or the best one who's going to. And I understand if you speak about this, you tell the other person, you know what, things ain't working out. And we should, either go counseling or go do something. But that's the thing. They don't. Because they don't want a resolution. They want to keep you on the hook. That's all they want, is they want to keep you on the fucking hook. Okay? So let's finish on what he says. And he goes, once you commit with marriage, house, land, children, her personality, yes. Mine, for me, it was because I was already figuring them out. I was already calling them out on their shit. And they didn't like that. So mine's panicked. She panicked because she had supply, many, but she didn't have a supply like myself, meaning a person who was taking the scapegoat. Because that's what you were. You're a scapegoat. You're the one they dump all their shit on. And you not understanding this, you being a people pleaser, you being someone who resolves shit, guess what? You're going to take it. Because you're like, probably. But they've been fucking with you. They have been manipulating you. They have been gaslighting. They have been blame shifting you. They're trauma bonding you. Look at trauma bonding. They're trauma bonding you for what's coming next, which is a discard. Because it's only peaches and cream when you meet them the first 6 months to a year, depending on how much of a good supply you are. But like Mr. Poncho says, Mr. George Santong, George Sontag he left a comment, and this is about the female covert narcissist and the hidden agenda, which is what I wrote about. And this is a video, and that's the reason I'm talking about this. Like I said, because looking at my analytics and looking at everything, dude, yeah, man, that's what it's about, and that's what people want to, because they want to understand what the fuck is going on. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to find out what the fuck is going on, what's really happening, what's happening, because they leave you, they mind fuck you, and what did it for me, like I said again, it's the betrayal. It's seeing what you didn't want to see. You even deny it. I get the chills thinking about this because it's fucked. It's mind-boggling, man. It's mind-boggling to think that person who you thought that la niña rosa, the one that's been abused, the one that's out, it's the one that the love of your life. That's what they make you seem. They think you're the love of their life, but they fucking bounce. But you're the love of life for the first 6 months, more or less, and they hook you. But like this guy, sounds like he got fucked more. Because he goes, marriage, house, land, or children? Yes, she turns into something a man cannot even believe. Amen, brother. Family politics, I'm not going to get into, but he has a point, though. Like sleeping around when married. Oh, my, yes, dude, that's what I was saying. The narc, the covert narc, they're good during the weekend. They're good during the night. They're going to tell you, this is what they told me. Where am I going to find time? Johnny, where am I going to find time? During work? That's where you're going to be doing it, because they're probably sleeping around at work, literally. And if not, what they do is, I got to go in early today. They're not going in early. They're making a pit stop. They're making a pit stop to go love bomb someone else. It's to get that extra supply, because they're setting that other person up, which is the back burner. And the back burner knows about you, man. Believe me or not, they know about you. They just don't give a fuck. Because why? Because they're getting their chile wet. They're just as toxic as well. That's why. And yeah, so the narc, they're gonna tell you that, like, oh, we're gonna find time. What are you gonna do during work? That's what my narc was doing. Was all during work hours. During work hours, was calling in sick, never going to work, or taking off early from work, going visiting somewhere else, and telling me that they're with their mom, or that they're somewhere at a family party. And like I said before, they'll send you pictures of a past event, of a past thing, not of that party. And if you FaceTime them, just FaceTime them, you're gonna see they won't answer. Or if not, they're gonna find an excuse, or they're gonna just pay attention. The red flags are there, the signs are there, and you pay attention and try to avoid this, because they're hard to detect. Believe me, they're hard. To me, they're the most dangerous, man. This is the covert narc, by the way. Because now, say if you catch them, especially the men, like the narcissistic men, they're gonna promise you and tell you they're gonna change, but they don't change, man. It's just to hook you, to keep you on the chain until they find the next best thing. That's what that is. Okay? The video's going about 24, 25 minutes now, and I don't want to end it with that. So we're probably gonna, I said we're gonna name this when the narc calls you the narc, but I don't think I spoke that too much. So we're gonna just call this the Covert Narcissist. Fact checking the Covert Narcissist, man. And like I said, a good way to find out, like I did, was through their Netflix account. Was the easiest way. Was through the IP addresses that didn't match the timing. And then, I don't recommend this, but also the way I did it was when I got a hold of their phone, because we were living together, by the way. Even though she was telling people that we were living together. We were living together. Yeah, she had left her phone, and I took her SIM chip out, and I put my SIM chip in. And when I put my SIM chip in, data was mixed of some sort, or Google, or something, and I was able to get her texts. I was able to see her locations. I was able to see a lot of shit, a lot of things that I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see. So it's like that song. You can't handle the truth. And literally, you can't, man. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Literally, like I said, you can't. You won't be able to. It's an awakening, man. It is trauma bonding. It is a narcissistic discard. It is disgusting. It is hideous. It is hideous. But it was, like I said, to me, it was that, man. It was the betrayal. To see that person that you thought it didn't exist. And I talk about it in my other videos of how I got over it, what I'm doing, and how I'm focusing on myself and not worried about them anymore. But I did have to do this video because of this comment. And I did tell myself, whatever comment is next, and if anyone wants to talk about something, then I am. I've been getting messages from Spirit, like, this is no longer serving me. Yeah, you're right. It's no longer serving me, but it's just serving somebody else. And this is what it's about. It's about serving other people and helping other people to understand who they are. Okay? So, yes, the narcissist does have a hidden agenda. Yes, the narcissist in your life is fucking with you. And yes, the narcissist in your life is trauma bonding you to keep you in that cycle, that toxic cycle. And as long as you obey, as long as you go with the flow, as long as you don't question them, as long as you just feed in the caca, their bullshit, and you're good. By all means, it's a match made in hell. Just keep it over there. Just keep it over there. But if you want to change that, you're done. Enough is enough. And you want to awaken and want to understand better and heal yourself, then by all means, I can help you there too. I can talk about that as well, because that's what I've been doing with the help of my tribe, with the help of other people, and seeing these YouTubers and focusing on myself, just focusing on me. So just understand that you are going to ask yourself that, am I the narcissist? And you probably are, because you've been with them. You want questions, so you're reflecting back to them. And they don't like that, by the way. They hate that. They can't stand that. They want someone who's obedient, who doesn't ask questions, and that's it. So yes. So I hope, Mr. George, I added a little bit more to that video. And yeah, man. So much love. Love and light. Namaste, motherfuckers. I love you guys, man. Please hit like and subscribe, man.